think the resorts, fancy resort nowadays in Bintan, I believe you've been there. Fancy resort in Bintan can compete with the homestay.
Can compete.
Yeah, in terms of marketing competition.
I feel that it's not like about a resort competing with homestay, but more of like homestay competing with them, because
So what's all about?
Most people will think about most people want to stay in the luxury hotels and all when they are at dances, especially most of them want to like recreational activity and they want to enjoy it as a priority, right? But I think what's different for this side is like
It's more so like if they come to this and then they see like the muscle mirror already, we aim for it to be kind of intertwined with like the mangrove tours, for example.
Yes.
So visitors who come here, they have that opportunity, like a very convenient opportunity to visit the mangroves and to see like the sustainable efforts that Pak Iwan has already done and have already cultivated.
Yes.
So like just seeing this itself and having that opportunity to participate themselves, I feel like that will encourage them to educate themselves on mangrove conservation. And I feel like when you go through these mangrove tours as well, like tour guides, if they could kind of explain what the mangroves are like, the importance of it, as they go through these tours, it will be kind of an engaging way for these visitors to not only...
Out to my students for working so hard. And I talked to a lot of our guests, and they were really impressed. More importantly, so was I. And so thank you so much, my students. I wanted to thank, and I want us all to thank Prof. Gerard. Without Prof. Gerard, there's absolutely nothing. To the extent that we have anything that looks like a good design, it's because Prof. Gerard worked with us really, really intensely to make that happen. And a man after my own heart, someone who I wish I could emulate. I want to thank my wonderful partner and my brand new friend, Iwan. I think you can tell all of these ideas are really only possible on a super foundation of utter dedication, a tireless commitment to sustainability. And Iwan must have a twin brother because he does twice as much as anybody else. Nobody else knows about his twin brother, he just gets twice as much done. And I'm really impressed. Anything that we're doing here is building on that foundation. Like, whatever is great.
Another question?
Oh yeah?
Can I ask you another last final question?
yes.
Right. Okay, let's talk about. I believe you heard about retirement village resort.
Yes.
Retirement village resort. Yeah. So, do you think this area, Bintan Pengudang, is a potential to run a retirement village, especially for the people around the world? Because I don't see any retirement village yet in the regions. So, do you think it's potential? A retirement, yes, because this is what you are doing for the research. Right?
I think there's potential for certain kind of resorts. So like the one we visited, which is Mutiara, is like different from the conventional kind, right? Where they focus more on like the experience or like more authentic experience instead of like in a luxury type of place. So I think for retirement, which is like slower lifestyle where you want to like unwind, then I think that kind of resort experience would be quite suitable for those who are like retiring now. But in terms of like the more luxury kind, then I think it might take longer for them to like attract or like change it to fit the more retirement.
What sort of do you think there's kind of obstacles too? Because you mentioned about
like,
take a longer.
I think like from a personal experience,
Right.
like if I'm like used to city life, when I retire, I would prefer to have like a sort of slower pace of life or like a different kind of like experience compared to.
I went through this pitch deck, we have to make sure that this is okay. So she was, I think when we called you that time, I mentioned it to you. So she was saying that why not you set up like booths in the resorts.
Excuse me?
To conduct booths.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so like for example, you could have like a fair.
Right.
And then you can go down villagers there to set up a booth to sell your food, sell your handicraft, conduct.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
So how do you think for this kind of a resorts in the village may compete with the fancy or 5-star resort on the islands. How do you think?
In terms of partnership,
In terms of
Services.
services and partnership as well.
Okay, so actually there's one slide in our pitch deck that briefly mentions this. So in order to convince the resorts, we actually mentioned that there's a study that we included by the Hilton, you know, the big resorts.
Yes.
So they found out that a lot of tourists nowadays are looking
Right.
for more authentic experiences.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so and more like local experiences that they can't find elsewhere. And so we use that as a very big selling point of Penang because in a lot of the Bintan resorts, like in the Club Med and all that, they don't really have a lot of experiences. Like I've been there myself. You're really there just to like play games and stuff. Yeah, so I guess that's how we differentiate Penang.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's this like. Yeah.
Frame viewers. Okay.